What is going on, guys? We are here, Dad Dash here, and I'm here to talk to you right now today as we go out on this journey because, look, gig work right now has become exactly what I said it was going to be if drivers behaved the way they were behaving and if drivers cooperated with the apps and participated in if they participated in the rewards programs, and if they decided to stop treating it like a business and treat it like it was some sort of a game or some sort of a competition among drivers. And the reality is we don't compete with each other. I mean, we are each our own business entities. We sort of compete with each other, but we do and we don't. But I've said from day one that success in the gig economy was always going to be predicated upon understanding that we are an independent business, that we are a business at the end of the day, that a business approach is the only approach, meaning when you decide on whether you're going to take an order or not, you must decide based on business principles, not anything else. Not a rewards program, not gambler's fallacy where you think, well, maybe I'll get the next order. Because the reality of the situation is that nobody knows what the next order will be. Nobody knows what the next order was going to be. And the problem that's always existed within DoorDash is they played with the minds of drivers, and they've done so successfully. And now markets are oversaturated. Drivers are being paid lower than ever wages. And the apps have won. Now, I want to address something because there's this belief that's showing up in my comment section that says, hey, drivers are going to be replaced by AI. Let me do a little thought experiment for you. We have an app right now, or we have apps right now, who don't want to pay drivers even $1 an order. And that $1 an order is the expense of doing the order. Now, right now, DoorDash is keeping all profits above that. They're not worrying about maintenance, insurance, liability. No, that's all on the driver. All they're doing is they're having to compensate the driver $1 or $2 or $3, whatever that base pay is. Although they're really not, the way they, as I've explained in previous videos, they're not even really paying that because they're moving the money between the two different modes. Pay by time and the pay by order mode. And they're able to move money around. So they're able to get their bottom line down to that $2. That's it. Now, if every driver got replaced by an autonomous vehicle, understand what that means. That vehicle now needs to be insured. That vehicle now needs to be bought. That vehicle now needs to be maintained. That vehicle is now a constant expense. And they will need to buy millions of these all over the country. And then they will need to do that again every few years. When right now, the Dasher buys the vehicle, maintains the insurance, handles the maintenance, and all they do is figure out how to keep that revolving door of Dashers coming back through and making sure that the Dashers behaviorally do what they want. So while they're telling us and propagating to us that there's going to be this replacement wave and that, we're going to have autonomous vehicles, while they may exist in certain markets, they will not exist everywhere. It will be a small percentage of markets in big cities where they will be able to have these vehicles. But if you've seen where Lyft tried to do this, and what happens? The autonomous vehicle wrecks into somebody, killed somebody. Do you think DoorDash would have profits completely wiped out if even just a couple of their autonomous vehicles had an accident? They're going to have insurance costs out the wazoo. Do you think that they can just have vehicles driving around on the roads with no insurance? Does DoorDash pay our insurance? Do they reimburse us for our insurance? No, they pay $2 an order. That's it. That's their expense. $2 an order. So do you believe that insurance rates and all of the things they would be subject to and all of the expenses they would be subject to, do you really believe that they're going to want to do that? Where are they going to warehouse these at? They're going to have to pay rent for that. The money and the logistics, DoorDash doesn't have hubs all over the place. They don't need to right now. But they would. They'd have to have human beings and engineers behind the scenes coding these things, updating these things. So the reality of the situation is AI isn't coming for our jobs. AI isn't replacing drivers. It's a threat that's used to try to scare drivers into compliance and to scare drivers into fighting back or to operating with principles that would make them profitable. So, guys, I'm going to leave you with that. So when you're out here driving around and you're figuring out what the problem is you're not approaching things like a business person would. And if there's no orders in your market that are profitable or that are worth your time, then don't spend the time doing it until there are. And if every driver operated under that principle, things would be exponentially better for the driver and for the gig economy. And yes, people need to exit. And yes, but will this happen? No. No. Will things change? I don't think they will. But if you're unhappy with what's going on, then you can make change yourself. Decide what you're going to do. Decide how you're going to operate. Decide that you're not going to foolishly take orders that make no sense. That you're not going to allow yourself to be taken in by the gambler's fallacy of believing, oh my God, if I don't take this order, what happens? I could lose out on a large order program. No, if it's available, if it's there, wait for the order to come. If you're sitting in a parking lot taking a $3 order to go, 7 miles doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and you're not going to make back what you lost on that order. So you might as well sit there until an order comes through that makes sense and is worth your time. With that said, guys, I'll be talking to you soon. And remember, stay profitable out there, stay rational, and I'll see you soon.